here today. As you know, this is such a unique time, and I was kind of thinking, kind of talking with the Lord and just kind of asking Him for some guidance. And I've always liked Habakkuk. He's a prophet in the Old Testament, and kind of did his ministry in a time where he was kind of overlooking God's people, and there's just a lot of destruction and maybe not a lot of reason to kind of be hopeful. And it's kind of cool. He closes, or the book of Habakkuk closes with this. It says, "For the fig tree should not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, the produce of the olive fail, and the fields yield no food. The flock be cut off from the fold, and though there be no herd in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation. God, the Lord, is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's. He makes me tread on my high places." And I love that because, so often in Old Testament times, a lot of times like blessing or good circumstances were associated religiously with like God's favor. And yet so much of the Old Testament is the prophets coming in and saying, even though there's destruction, even though there's despair, like God is still here. And this is actually the way in which God is going to show His light and His redemption is in these moments. And I don't know about you, but I read the Bible differently now than I used to, like being at a time like this. And I think we kind of sense when God moves His hand just the slightest bit from the normal comforts and expectancies that we have, like, oh my gosh, like we kind of take a lot for granted. And so it just reminded me of like the importance of this moment for us, because these are the kind of moments often that you see in the scriptures. Like these are the moments that God once recorded because they're very important. And I was talking to James even about today, because the reality is the world is terrified right now. Our city is terrified right now. Most people are literally like, afraid in their homes. There's a lot of fear. And kind of in this moment where we're at, it's almost like we have this like opportunity to really live out what we always say that we believe, but like really like live it out. And as I was reading this, I love how it said, he goes, "Yet I will rejoice in the Lord." And as it kind of works today, I've been like working on a song, and I don't know if anything will ever come of it, but one of the main ideas, like the phrase I keep coming back to again and again, is like, I will praise you here. Right? I will praise you here. I will lift my hands here in this place, like right here. And that's my hope and prayer for us in this season, and really today, like I'll praise you right here. I will praise you in this moment, in this time, when everybody's afraid, when it's surging in Houston. Like I will praise you right here. And James and I were talking, like, well, what today's going to do for all of us is it's going to teach us how to be like worshipers and leaders without the addiction to like the crowd in the room. Because there's not going to be a crowd in the room. Like this is probably right here what's going to be here today, right? And yet what an amazing opportunity to truly show that we worship God. That like because we can worship in this moment, that's why God's going to give us the crowd in the future. Because of that, right? Because we can worship when nobody's in the room is the way in which God is refining us to lead and to serve when that room is jam-packed with 2 services and we don't have enough seats for everybody in 2025 or whenever that time comes, right? But this is one of those moments. And so my meditation for us today, and also just for our church in general, is just like, I want you to get to that place where you can say, God, I will worship you here. Right here, in this moment, wherever I'm at, whatever is going on. And you might be terrified, you might be feeling a lot of those feelings of fear, and that's okay, right? A lot of people are, right? We live in a broken, uncertain world, like fear is one of those natural things. But Jesus said, when you feel fear, do not fear. When you feel those moments coming on, do not fear, and instead praise. So let's do that today. Let's worship. This is going to be a moment you're going to remember for the rest of your life because of like the moment that we got to worship God. And literally just talk about an audience of like one. Yeah. That's what today is. So let me pray for us.